Now, News 18 continues our monthly series this morning, finding out what it takes to do a different job right here in the WLFI viewing area. News 18's Cody Malin joins us this morning. And Cody, I heard you found out what the buzz is in West Lafayette here.
Marley, you gotta love a bee pun at 6:30 in the morning. But yeah, if you ask anybody, you know I'm absolutely terrified of bees, but I did want to do a little digging and learn about the good they do for our ecosystem. So for this month's story, I conquered my fears to find out what it takes to be a honeybee breeder and a honeybee keeper.
A third of the food that we eat is honeybees are responsible for that.
The folks at the Purdue Bee Lab are working to change beekeeping on a global level.
We're breeding bees that are resistant to Varroa destructor. This is a parasitic mite that came from Asia.
Crispin Given is the apiculture specialist at Purdue University. Not only is he a honeybee breeder, but he also works as a researcher trying to improve the health of honeybees.
We created this strain of honeybees that grooms more mites and bites more mites.
It's all through a selective breeding program spanning over 2 decades at Purdue.
If you reduce the mite population, you're also increasing the health of the colony.
After learning about the importance that goes into bee breeding, it was time for me to suit up and get the smoker ready.
There's guard bees in each colony, so guards initiate defensive behaviors. So when beekeepers smoke them, they don't release those pheromones.
Once equipped with the proper beekeeping tools, Given walked through the process of opening up a colony, finding the queen.
See how the bees are flitting their wings? That kind of indicates where the queen is too. You learn to read the behaviors.
And properly marking it.
So you can hold them by the thorax or the wings. So you just want to apply a little spot.
After letting the paint dry, the queen's introduced back into the colony. Later in the day, Given had me help him load up larger colonies in boxes known as supers. After finding my grip, we started transferring the different types of bees that make up a colony.
So there's all those cells in there are workers.
It all goes into keeping the honeybee population alive and well in West Lafayette.
Honeybees are the supreme pollinator.
Making sure our produce and goods stay on the market.
The value of honeybees, I think, is around $15 billion.
Showing that bees aren't as scary as we might think they are.
Yeah, and despite not wearing gloves, I did not get stung once that whole day. So hey, some of that honey that is produced at the Purdue Bee Lab is sold at the Boilermaker Butcher Block, so you can check that out. And for suggestions on what occupation you want me to try out next month, go ahead and send me an email to cody.malin@wlfi.com. In studio this morning, Cody Malin, News 18.